Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Master Division with various wind, giving you my best advice on how to attack this course and the holes that we are playing. Before we have a closer look at all the content, if you do enjoy the free content that I do provide here, make sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. For those of you that are looking for more free content, you can go to goldclashtommy.com where we have loads more as well. But those players that are looking to step up even more than that, then you can scan the QR code or you use the link patreon.com/goldclashtommy. You can find in the description down below. There you can go to our platform where we do have our premium guides. There we help thousands of players every single season in Gold Clash to have more fun and improve their game at the same time. Checkpoint challenge, tour play, tournament play, we have something for everyone, so check it out. Last but not least, if you want to follow along a little bit easier in this playthrough with the shots that I'm taking, then you can use the information in the info box there on the right hand side. Club distance adjustment, elevation adjustment, also what ball and club type I suggest you to play with. Those are just suggestions though, so you don't have to follow it if you don't want to, but there's always a plan behind it. So let's go to hole number 1. On hole number 1, this is option number 1. We start at the top of plus 24, which is max P4 line. Bullseye by the rough line, then we are either sticking with the P4 topspin boost 3+ side spin 1 ball, or we're changing to this ball. I would recommend to change to this ball because it will give you a much slower needle. Adjust max plus 10 P4. And once we have adjusted, we're going to go with outside wall right curl, and we're going to go max overpower with a slower needle. Here I do recommend to hit a great left over a great right, but this is, by executed properly, actually a situation where the hole in one is possible. Obviously it needs to be a lot of luck for that one to go. And even if you miss the rough, you will still be in the rough around the green and get yourself a nice chance for an eagle. Get our guide here on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. So on hole number 2, we are starting with a power 3 ball at absolute max distance. You can see the inner ring to be by the rough line, with the yellow ring to the right just barely falling down into the sand. Once we have done that, we're adding the spins to be 1.9 top spin, 3 right spin, and then we're swapping to a power 2 ball. What that then gonna do is that it's gonna automatically jump us back, further back, and then we can make the adjustment, which is 1 to 1. So 7.7 rings for 7.7 miles per hour. And here we can play with any power 1 plus ball, so you can swap back after that if you don't want to stick with the power 2 ball. That's obviously up to you. So this is option number 1, a little bit aggressive with the rough bump, but we're playing into the funnel even though the green has been changed and is very much more bumpy than before. Get our guides on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. On the drive, we're gonna play with a berserker ball all the way through. So this is a free to play, but I believe that the wind 1 is the perfect ball here to use. Obviously it doesn't have to be a berserker, it can be any power 5, side spin 1 and wind what is it? Wind 1. Bullseye by the rough line at max, adjust max plus 10 P5, then we're going to push up based on wind strength. Here we should, with a 15 miles per hour, we shall be pushing up 9 rings. It's going to be max top spin, 1 right spin. Uphook 6 is going to push up a little bit more than normal due to the lesser top spin. Uphook 5 needs to play with a Bryson ball with 1.5 top spin boost. Obviously everything like this will be listed in the guide and also in Telegram to be easy to follow. Bounce on the fairway into the rough and it rolls out, and we want to be somewhere between 467 and 485 yards. The reason I'm picking a wind 1 ball here, as I do want to have a kind of a slow needle. Playing with a wind 2 ball, then the needle will be shaky. Wind 3 ball will be super shaky, and obviously then we risk bad great balls. So I do believe that the berserker is definitely the best option here to play the hole number 3. On the second shot here with Thorn, you can see here now that we're going to do a back rough check with the first rough line here. That is +8, and that's also our base. And 3 backspin. Now we're going to leave the ball guideline half a green square short. It's very important that you do leave it half a green square short, otherwise you risk coming in too hot, and that's not something we want to do. 36% slider, minus 20% elevation. What I would like here is, if anything, favor 1159. Straight pull is what we do recommend, but if any, favoring of pull angle 1159 in my opinion. Center the ball and hit perfect, and we're gonna see this one being a nice drop here with our Thorn. On hole number 4, we're starting with a power 4 ball in complete minimum distance. We're gonna set the spins first. It's 3.8 backspin and 1 left spin. And now I'm looking for 2 things really. I'm looking for the second bounce and the tip of the ball guideline. You can see that the second bounce is in between the bright and the dark green square row. You can see there. And with the tip of the ball guideline falling down into the dark green square. You can also look to have half of the transparent ring inside the bunker, but the ball guideline is, in my opinion, the easier thing to follow here. Now, adjustment is going to be mid +20 power 2 ball settings, and this is the angle where we're going to do nothing. We're centering the ball and we're hitting perfect, and we give ourselves a very good chance to drop this shot. We're playing into a sticky spot which requires minor tweaks. The landing position is everything, and my idea with this type of play was to try to keep the one left spin constant instead of keeping the landing spot constant and having to go with spin that needed us to do still an offset. So it's kind of like, and yeah, I believe this is easier to replicate than the other options and what I said. Get our guide on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Take your game to the next level with our ultimate tournament text guide for the Gathered Souls and 9-hole cup. This is for Master Division that we do provide the ultimate tournament text guides. We are going to have extreme wins for this 9-hole cup, which is a terrible modifier, makes it much more difficult, but it also gives those of you having our guides a massive advantage over others, because the drops will be way more rare and mistakes will come more often, and that is exactly what a guide will do for you. We will provide free-to-play ball options and pay ball options, so make sure to check that out. Scan the QR code on the screen or go directly to patreon.com/golfclashtommy. If you do not want to commit for 30 days, you can do a one-time purchase. We do recommend the 30-day commitment as it's much cheaper and gives you also more content. If any questions, you email support@golfclashtommy.com. Last but not least, the exclusive tour shootout guide for Tour 7 to Tour 13 are up and running as well. Make sure to check them out and improve your tour gameplay today as well. Send it option here on hole number 5. Here we do only recommend to play with a POC 7 and 8. Stretch out the max blue ring by the rough line. Then we drop our target and we make ourselves an adjustment. Adjust is max +10 P5, and we're obviously gonna take a look at wind angles. And when it comes to the little more tailwind angle, we're going to push up 7 rings for mid value, and this is like an in-betweener that we're having here now. So here technically I should have pushing up like 7.2, but I'm doing 7 rings. Max topspin and half a bar of left with 4 boosts. And here you can see as well, with the higher winds you can actually swap to a sheriff ball, as if you're pushing up above +24 you can't use the sheriff ball because I mean it's a power 4 ball. But if you are below +24, then you can always play with a sheriff ball and give yourself the possibility to save the owl balls. Now for the second shot we are playing a wedge, which is very simple. On the wedge, we are stretching out, making ourselves a check when it comes to the EB school. I judge this to be 45% slider, please. If you're using a ruler, make sure to judge yourself. The elevation here for the max top spin and top spin boost, EB7 and 8, we're playing at minus 60% slider. Sorry, minus 60% elevation, P2 numbers. If we're playing a no spin play here, we're playing at plus 15% P5 numbers. Both of those wedges drop dead center, and then we're gonna go with that. But obviously, if you're playing with EB7 or 8, you most definitely should go with the max top spin and top spin boost, because it's only gonna be like 3.5 rings. Very simple eagle here with the owl ball. When it comes to hole number 6, we're gonna start with the QB at max P3 line. White ring to be by the rough to the right, and we are going to swap to a pock and sniper bag. Max top spin to right spin, and a pock 6 is gonna push up 1 ring after the adjustment. Max overpower and half a ball of right curl, try to hit perfect, and then the most likely outcome is that you do get dead bounces to around 385. If you do have a long rollout to around 395, then you shall be using the yardage table. Otherwise, if it is this rollout here, you should be using the landing position table. On the second shot, we're gonna play with our sniper. Now we're before the spin, we're looking to have the bottom of the blue ring by the rough with the second bounce by the rough line, and then we're applying 4 and 2 clicks top spin with 2 left spin. You can see here with the ball guideline as well, if you want to mirror that, it's into the dark green square. So I mean, obviously this is a very difficult hole to drop consistently, but at least with this shot we do have a chance. So we're gonna play here from plus 6. We're playing 100% slider with a 10% elevation, P3 numbers. So for those that do have a good mind with math, then it's 1 to 1 plus 1 from plus 6. This is the angle that we're gonna do nothing. We're gonna do minor wind angle tweaks as well for this one, and the ball bounces, rolls down onto the green, and it looks like it's gonna stop short every time, but it's actually rolling into the hole for a lovely albatross here on the toughest hole of the Phantom Mansion, hole number 6. Get our guide on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Hole number 7. Here we're gonna start with a power 1 ball at complete max distance. You can't see that here in the replay because yeah, again, it's a replay glitch. But this is at max P1 ball, 3.4 backspin, 3 left spin, ball guideline through hole. Then I'm swapping to power 0 ball to jump me back. Here, important, if you do have a wind below 7.5 miles per hour, you shall always swap to a wind 4 ball in this stage. Otherwise you will get stuck in the bunker or get on the edge, which will be a little glitchy, and that's just going to be a mess. So therefore we swap to a wind 4 ball to ensure that we are getting a higher wind, so we are just up from the bunker. Now, in this angle, we're not going to do any tweaks. Center the ball, hit perfect, and this will be a good chance. My recommendations when it comes to when you're making your pull is that you're pulling slowly, because when you pull over the bunker like that, it's very easy to pull off center if you're not pulling slowly. This is a very makeable drop in my opinion, but we need to be realistic here as well, that this is a very difficult hole with this wind. We can have many other different type of winds, and it would be so much easier to dial in for an hole in one. This one is difficult due to the pull that we're going to have to do over the bunkers. Adjustment is 1 to 1 minus 1.1 is what I'm using. So for 8.3 miles per hour, I'm adjusting 7.2 rings. Get our guide on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. start with the rock at max P3 line, and then we're going to white ring by the rough line. Then we're swapping to Apocalypse and B52 Ba. You can play as low as B52 level 5 here. 5.8 top spin and 1 left spin. So here no tweaks necessary for any club when it comes to Apoc 5 plus. Adjust is then max plus 10 P3. And if you do pull into overpower, you use whatever you adjust into. It's gonna be, if anything, very little. And that is with Win 5 ball. This approach has also been tested with Win 4 ball, and then using Win 4 ball, you will definitely pull into overpower more or less every time, and then you're gonna obviously use whatever you adjust into. Second shot with Win 4 ball plays exactly the same. 345 yards is around there we wanna be every single time. On the second shot, we're gonna do a rough line check. So bullseye by the rough line at the first rough line. +5 is our base, 2 right spin, 0.9 backspin. Ball guideline to go through the hole with the bullseye just by the edge of the rough line. We're somewhat reliving my my idea of playing rough bumps like this, like we did in the last tournament on hole number 3. So we are adjusting and making an adjustment that's going to be, let's have a look, it's gonna be 46% slider, minus 20% elevation, P3 numbers. And then we're gonna go with just before circle break on the power. You can see here now that we do hit the rough nicely, and we roll down again into drop dead center. And again, we're using the underpower technique to remove the fact that we have to otherwise back up and use a ring reference by the rough line, where it's then very easy to be overlapping or not by the rough line at all, and that would create an inconsistency in our shot. And based off how it went the last tournament, I do believe that this method is definitely an easier way for success. Get our guide on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. For our send it option, we're gonna send it from the left, and this is with trying to hit perfect, where greats has been by the green as well, but obviously there is a lot of element with this. You can see the red ring by the rough line at max P4 line, and then we're looking at the light pole in the far distance there as our reference point, because we're gonna have zones left of that and right of that, which is going to decide what we're going to do. If we do have left of that is the more tailwind, and if we do have wind that is below 17.5 miles per hour, we're pushing up to max always. If we do have a higher wind, we're not gonna push up to max, we're gonna push up slightly less. Max top spin and half a bar of right spin, and we're using half a ball of right curl. Try to hit perfect, and the ball will bounce on the fairway, either into the rough or take the third bounce on the fairway as well, and hopefully then roll down onto the fairway by the green. And when I say hopefully, it is obviously when it comes to lotto shots like this, there will always be a big portion of luck involved if you're going to be consistently by the green. But as we're playing from this side, where we can end up is that we get stuck into the rough or into the sand, and then it's still a straight wind angle from there where we can save, or not save maybe, but can get our albatross. If we do have a headwind angle of T, we are going to have to go with a P5 ball some of the times, but everything like that will be instructed in the guide. On the second shot, you either do play a no spin shot, which is played +15 and then with P4 numbers, or P5 numbers if you happen to have a P5 ball, or you play the max top spin with the 4 top spin boost and play it then -50 elevation P2 numbers with a P4 ball and P3 numbers with a P5 ball. Here it's a no spin. Obviously, I mean, it's a no-brainer when it comes to the no spin, but also obviously playing with all the top spin boost allow you to pull very little amount of rings and will give you room to hit some great balls as well to get it in the hole. Nice albatross here on hole number 9. Get our guide on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Master Division with Various Wind, giving you my best advice on how to attack this course and the holes that we are playing. Before we have a closer look at all the content, if you do enjoy the free content that I do provide here, make sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. For those of you that are looking for more free content, you can go to goldclashtommy.com where we have loads more as well. But those players that are looking to step up even more than that, then you can scan the QR code or you use the link patreon.com/goldclashtommy. You can find in the description down below. There you can go to our platform where we do have our premium guides. There we help thousands of players every single season in Gold Clash to have more fun and improve their game at the same time. Checkpoint challenge, tour play, tournament play, we have something for everyone, so check it out. Last but not least, if you want to follow along a little bit easier in this playthrough with the shots that I'm taking, then you can use the information in the info box there on the right hand side. Club distance adjustment, elevation adjustment, also what ball and club type I suggest you to play with. Those are just suggestions though, so you don't have to follow it if you don't want to, but there's always a plan behind it. So let's go to hole number 1.